Hello. Before the video starts, I have an important announcement. This video is inspired by the story A Reluctant Gift written by the Buried Truck. I understand his stories are free for adaptation. The plot is very much the same, the differences being the theme and the characters used. On that note, credit for the story goes to him. It is my hope that this video falls within his guidelines of his instructions towards adapting his stories. In any case, I'd like to thank everyone who participated and helped make this story possible. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the fucking video. Hopefully that keeps the comments.
Boastful Bowler. It was summer on the island of Sodor. The engines enjoyed this time of year as tourists would flock to the island to visit the different sites on Sodor and see the engines. One morning, a passenger train full of tourists from the mainland arrived. The engine at the head of it was D261. He sneered as he pulled up alongside Emily and Henry. Duck was nearby, chanting.
Well. I see nothing has changed around here.
Hello to you too, Bowler.
That's D261 to you, Great Western. I suppose it must be nice to live on a railway dependent on outdated motive power. In busy times such as this, a modern engine such as myself must be a fine sight.
Fine sight? If you look hard enough, I think you'd find that you're not the only diesel engine on this railway.
Pah! That is what it may be, but I'm still bigger, handsomer, and far stronger than all you relics.
Pay him no mind, Emily. Make sure you fill up your tender before your next train.
Not to worry, Henry. I always have plenty of coal and water when it comes to helping our passengers.
No one likes a kiss-up.
Just then, the engine saw an inspector come walking over.
D261, some fuel pumps around the island are running low. Can you go to the yards and deliver a train of fuel tankers to where they are needed?
Why, of course, sir.
What's so funny, you two?
Well, to put it briefly, Emily, the first time Bowler visited the island, he broke down after the inspector's bowler hat was sucked through his air intake.
D261 had soon collected his train of tankers and was busily travelling across the island to refill the different fuel pumps for the other diesels. On his way to the harbour, D261 saw an engine stopped in the middle of the line. It was Neville.
Hey there, D261, is it? Could you lend me a hand with my train? I've taken on some bad coal, and I need to get this lot to the harbour on time.
Sorry, steamer. I would, but this fuel is far more important than what you're pulling. Perhaps another engine could come along to help you. Besides, I'm feeling rather tired out.
and D261 purred away, leaving Neville still in a sorry state. Late that evening, D261 was dozing in a siding, having delivered all his tankers, when he was suddenly woken up by the harbour master.
Oi, D261, wake up, come on, up and at 'em.
What? Who's there?
You're needed at Barrow. A passenger train is scheduled to be leaving in the morning, and you're the only engine available. Shift your gears and get going.
Yes, sir. Finally. I can surround myself with fellow modern traction.
D261 was eager to leave, but when he reached the harbour station, he was upset to find all the points were set against him to allow other engines to pass. D261 grumbled as he saw Emily waiting to leave with a train of mail bags.
I haven't got time to waste. I must be on my way post-haste.
Nice rhyme. Well, I'm afraid you'll have to wait for me and Henry to depart first. He's taken the Flying Kipper, and that has priority over light engines any day.
We'll see about that. Oi! I say, you in the box! Perchance you could clear a path for me?
Let me look at the schedule. Let's see. Oh yeah! Nope!
Oh dear. I understand that my request may come at an inconvenience, but I'm needed elsewhere. My presence was requested by the authority of your controller. He knows the value of hard working, and might I add, a better-looking engine than those ancient steamers. You wouldn't want to upset your controller's wishes by—
Okay! Sheesh! For the love of... Fine! There! I cleared a line to Ellsbridge! Now get out of here!
Bless your heart. Ta-ta!
D261 chortled away, leaving the signalman in peace. Emily couldn't believe what she saw. As D261 scampered in delight, Henry pulled up to the platform next to her with the Flying Kipper.
What cheek! First that Diesel has the nerve to insult our island. Now he delays our trains. I swear if I get my buffers on him, I'm going to...
You will do nothing with your buffers, Henry. I shall deal with our visitor.
Yes, sir.
Nevertheless, you can't leave yet, Henry. One of your vans has to be replaced. Its cooling unit is working right, and it can't risk the fish spoiling in the summer heat. Diesel is bringing another van as we speak.
Yes, sir.
Emily, you have a clear path to deliver the mail. Please be on your way.
Yes, sir, of course. Cheer up, Henry. You'll be on your way in no time. And I'll make sure to warn Bowler.
But Emily's jokey mood didn't last. An uncomfortable feeling grew in her boiler as she travelled down the main line. By the time she reached Elsbridge Station, she was feeling hot and bothered. D261 watched on from the sidings as Emily's driver checked her over.
Well, old girl, I'm afraid you can't continue like this. It appears that your tender feed pipe was ruptured, causing you to leak water during the journey here.
Oh, bother. Now how will the mail get delivered?
Perhaps your controller should have given your work to a more reliable engine. We diesels never have to worry about rupturing a feed pipe.
By that logic, you can help me deliver the mail, at least to the next station.
Oh, would you look at that? It appears I have a clear path again. I must be...
Now you just wait a minute. You may call yourself a reliable engine, but you've been acting very selfish ever since you got here. All I'm asking is that you take me only to Wellsworth. If the Fat Controller were to hear of what you've done, I'm sure he'd have some choice words for you and your controller for all the confusion and delay that you caused.
D261 was at a loss for words. Emily couldn't see the look on his face, but D261 did something unexpected. He backed down in front of Emily, and his driver coupled the two engines up. With a loud hoot of his horn, D261 hauled Emily and the mail train to Wellsworth. When they reached the station, D261 shunted Emily to the siding and Winston took over the mail train. Emily was grateful for D261's help, but before she could thank him, D261 was given a green signal and quickly hurried away before anyone could say another word. He had no idea a certain Pannier tank engine had seen everything.
Well, that's my good deed for today. I shall do no more for this island. The sooner I'm back on the other railway amongst fellow diesels, the better.
Or so he thought. D261 thought the heat was getting to him, but he soon found himself going slower and slower, before he ground to a halt, right in the middle of the main line.
What the devil is going on?
Oh, for the love of... You're all out of fuel, you silly great engine! If you weren't in such a haste to leave, I would have been able to give you a proper top-up. Now I'm afraid we're stranded here, you stupid diesel!
D261 felt awful. Yet again, he found himself in an embarrassing situation, but with no one to help him. But before he could feel sorry for himself for much longer, he heard a whistle in the distance and the chuffing of a steam engine. Pulling alongside him was Henry.
You have got a lot of nerve in delaying my train. You talk down about our railway relying on outdated traction, and here you are, a modern diesel from the mainland, broken down and blocking the main line. Why, I'd ought to leave you here for another engine to come to your rescue in the morning.
D261 was about to retort, but Henry's voice began to soften.
However, Duck told me about how you helped Emily.
D261 stared in confusion as Henry uncoupled from the train and backed onto him.
What kind of trick are you playing here?
No trick. You helped an engine in their time of need. All good deeds deserve another.
thundering down the line, the fish bangs clattering behind. Both engines were silent, Henry travelling fast, D261's opinions facing contrast. It wasn't long until they reached Barrow. Henry shunted D261 into a siding and backed up alongside.
Finally, you've reached your destination. Only a couple hours till your train is due to leave. I'm sure you can't wait to tell your friends on the other railway of your visit to our island.
Yes, well, maybe I don't have to tell them everything. Wouldn't want to bore them with some stories of woes. Might I ask if you could do the same?
Oh, of course. You needn't worry about me boasting about the day's events to anyone.
D261 simply smiled.
It might be wiser to keep it in case you need reminding to behave yourself when you next visit, which might be sooner than you think.
Henry chuckled and went to sleep, while D261, once more at a loss for words, thought deeply about how his next visit to Sodor would go.